Right. Well, I feel bad because I don't have anything planned today, but I wanted to at least make an appearance and have something for the day. Even if that includes just sitting here, thinking about all the things I don't know. So there are so many things that, you know, unless you're serious about flying, that just after a while take for granted. Once you've gone through the tutorials and, you know, you've done everything, then you just forget about it all and go back to your bad habits and ignore everything. Right? But then you think, man, if I was to go out there and try to do this in the real world, it's not happening. Right? Just something as simple as Rent-A-Cow. He's been coming into this stream recently, and he's an advanced simulator pilot. So much so that he wants to have discussions with me about things that, honestly, I have an understanding of, but how to bring it all together. For example, let's say this air pressure conversation that he wanted to have. Right? So, beyond watching a YouTube video of them trying to explain air pressure and getting the idea, well, if there's more pressure, the plane will do this, and if there's humidity, then the plane's going to do this, and then the temperature matters. So you've really got to think about the temperature with the elevation plus the pressure plus the this, and then you've got to do some math and react accordingly. And it's a lot to get your head around. I also want to muck about with this SKYVAN for a little bit. See about starting it up. And, you know, I'm just thinking about doing a simple flight just down the road, down to Pueblo. So I used to get in the habit every day coming in here when I was trying to follow all the flight training lessons of opening up all the sites that I needed, like aviationweather.gov, and try to be really strict every day about getting everything up and running, and at least, you know, and that's all kind of gone out the window. So let me at least kind of get back to that. Let me open up my web pages here. And make a new, is it a window capture? Or aviation weather? Somebody's flying overhead right now. Somebody in a very light plane was overhead, and they were mucking with their throttle controls and their mixture or whatever, because, you know, I heard a big change in the engine noises as they were passing overhead. Really noticeable, you know. So he seemed to be going pretty fast, and all of a sudden, Marine, he just put everything into low gear. Aviation weather. So I'd like to be able to answer certain questions better. Like, okay, I've already looked at the ATIS information between here and Pueblo, right? So here it's, last I checked, it was 3032 on the barometer, and down there it's 3018. So what does that mean? It's 30.32 here, and just down the road a ways in Pueblo, it's 3018. Right? We know some concepts like, well, 2992 is sea level. Yeah, well, that's great, but, you know, what does that do for me? I don't totally get it. All right, and now it's not 2992. Something's changed in the weather, and it's gone up to 3032. So what does that mean? Oh, hasn't it popped up yet? No, of course not. Pull it out into its own window, maybe. That'll help. Ah. All right, so I used to be real good back in the day when I thought I was super serious about learning. Well, I was. All my old videos are still up in another folder, playlist folder. So for somebody were to go back and try to like build my history, the history of what I've been doing, it's all there. And you see that early on, all the training missions I was doing, either from FSX or Flight School or Flight Sim World, things like that. And then all the earlier videos, like doing VOR navigation and learning this and learning that and learning this. So you can chart that I actually was super serious. And you can see that every single day early on, get up, get this loaded. Let's start trying to learn how to decode METARs. Let's look at our wind maps. Let's do our flight planning. Okay. But that's kind of where it was. And we were doing really well. But now the rest of the METAR, right? The things that I can't answer at the moment. So looking at this, I can at least tell you that the first couple of numbers, that's today's date, right? Yep, October the 10th. Okay. And the time is 1853 in Zulu. And I honestly don't know. Sometimes there were like Zulu or Lima, and I honestly don't know what that means. What is Zulu? It seems like military time, because military time does that. No, it's 1853. The hell does that mean? I'm not in the military. One, I don't understand ultimately why, when they have the ability to just decode it and give it to you in plain English, the long version, why they don't. No, you must understand our code. You must know how to learn our code, or you're not flying. You can't do your ATIS, you can't fly. No, we're not going to make it simple for you. No. Flying is hard. Give me money. Flying is hard. It should be hard and backbreaking, make you want to quit. What's going on here? I'm looking over at the screen and it's still black screen over there. The replay. It hasn't caught up yet? Hey, what's up? You're doing a test stream right now? Hey, if you want to learn something from a real glider pilot who's doing a test stream right now, put up the link in the chat room. I'm not doing anything of importance other than crying about what I don't know. But I'm going to try to leave today with feeling much better about certain topics that I don't know. I'm going to try to get my head around this pressure and the thoughts on the weight of the plane, the temperature outside, the outside air temperature, and the differences between the altimeter readings here and there, between 3032 and 3018. And, you know, what that means for takeoff and landing between here and there. And, you know, trying to start getting my head around, like, the big picture. So funny, certain concepts that used to freak me out, which I've displayed in other videos, like, you know, reading charts and maps and doing DME arcs and all those kind of things, which I thought, oh my God, we'll be able to do. This kind of seems a little harder. All right. So, you've tried contacting me on Discord, but it says that you have to be my friend. I said I wanted to reload Discord, so we should probably get that done. Wonder if you can get Discord now through the store, or you just go to the website. I'll look. Discord. Discord is where you can make a home for your communities and friends. I am installing that right now, Captain. please put up the link to your live stream in the chat room in case anybody wants to go over there and see what you're doing. Or I can just go to your channel. Channel activity. Oh, that's cool. That's a new button. Channel activity. Oh, what? I don't know what I just did. Oh, that's not what I want. Go to channel. And you are live. DCS F-16 clay pigeon shooting test stream. Far out. Say hello. Nice. Okay, so the link to this live stream is... That is the link to Burger's live stream right now where he's doing DCF 16 clay pigeon shooting. That's cool. That's a nice training lesson. All right. So where was I? Back to the METAR. All right, so we got our Zulu. And then this is the window. We got to...
Copy.
Copy. 1 second. Adding a web page in here, another page, so we can see what he's doing. The Henning page.
Rearming complete.
Muller. I could get it to not display that top bit. And I will have to, let's see here. There we go. You have your microphone hooked up, Captain. I've never heard your voice. Okay. All right, so the wind. Oh, this is Pueblo that we're looking at. Let's go back up to us. So this is here at K-Fly. And just looking at this, it says 031. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if the flag is pointing the way the wind is coming. So I think the wind is coming from 031. And if it's got these little extra arms on them, can indicate gusts, right? But I got 17, 10, and 27. I really don't know what to do those numbers, honestly. There's a tutorial for this that I need to get back to. But if I click on it, I get the METAR. All right, so here we are, the 10th, 2015 Zulu. Don't know what auto means, but the winds are, yeah, 030, 7 knots. Okay, it says we have a 10-mile radius that we can see clearly, at least. Scattered clouds at what, 11,000 feet? Uh-oh. Wow, look at how good his computer is. That's fast. Easily distracted. Squirrel! Alright. 25 MO3. Now that I'm not really sure about that number. This is the number I usually look for here is A3031. Okay, so it's changed a bit. It's moved around. My last reading was 3032. So as of 16 minutes ago, it's 3031. So what does that mean? Okay. Again, normally it's 2992, right? That's sea level, and that's normally what it is around here on a regular basis. 2992. So we've gone up to 3031. Not far, but it's gone up. It was 3032. Okay. The remarks are AO2, and I don't know if that just means it's an automated station. And the TO252-1030, I don't really know. Where was the dew point? That's what I was going to say. Is that the degree of the temperature outside? 25 degrees? And then the dew point, MO3, but I don't know what that means. And I know that humidity can affect the performance of your plane as well. So yeah, you need to know what temperature it is outside. You need to know the dew point, or, you know, if there's humidity. And then you need to know the pressure, and you're supposed to calculate all these variables. Like how is all that going to mess me up or help me taking off? And what's going to happen when I come in for a landing? And especially if I'm carrying a bunch of stuff like I want to carry it, you know, in my head. I imagine turning this SKYVAN into an RV. Okay. See that he's messing with some controls. Did Discord finish installing? It's installing updates. Okay. Turn down the sound over here. Do the chop off. So those are the things I need to think about. And the wind sock is about right. I'm looking northeast. So that'd be about 30. So that works. Now this is a much older plane that I'm not familiar with at all. I've already messed up doing my checklist a few times with this thing. There's a lot to do. On top of now me thinking about all this other stuff about pressure and weights. We learn about the weights of this thing. Let me make sure I can. Always too many windows open. Make sure that I got the chat right up front. Okay. So that ain't right. I wish I weighed 170 still. I don't even want to type it in. Let's speculate how much I weigh now. Let's like 300 pounds. It's not that bad. You're going to be my 165 svelte. Please put. Change it. And everybody around here is heavy too. So, and everybody's got a lot of psychological baggage. So, things should be able to carry a lot. That's not a lot. All right. Empty weight, 7,334 pounds. Fuel, max allowable fuel, 1,159 pounds. Total max takeoff weight. Okay, let's start adding in fuel. The runner max. We could add another. Max our payload. Heavy, heavy. I can't wait for the possibility of linking up with more experienced pilots, and I can fly with them and just be around pilots and listening to pilots talk about pilot stuff. Tell me more about this pressure. So what's going to happen? We're fully loaded now, so we're, that's going to make our takeoff increase. But now how do we put this together? I don't know. I don't know how to now take, it's 25 degrees outside, Celsius, and they do that too, Celsius. We don't use Celsius here. What am I supposed to do with that? I need a converter for that. Swap to Fahrenheit button, something I can understand. We'll just do that. No, I don't want to do math. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do any math. I've proven since kindergarten my brain doesn't function that way. Much as you try to tell people anybody can learn math, yeah, up yours. I completely envy those that do. My father was one of those brilliant people. You could just throw numbers at him and he could just come up with answers. And I'm like, how do you do that? And he's like, I just see them in my head. I see the numbers in my head. Try as I might to visualize those. I mean, as an artist, I can visualize a lot of things. Numbers aren't something that visualize in my head. You people that are mutants that can do complex math in your heads, I salute you. You are fit to be rulers of the world. Let's get to the fun thing first. Let's find the door. Trying to avoid being serious about learning anything today. Cargo ramp. Jump light. Yeah, I would jump right now. And survey power. But we don't have a internal battery. Oh, that'll mess with us. So I picked the military version today over the clown skydiver version. I like this much better than the caravan, just for the you know, you're able to stand up. Love the caravan, but I don't want to be all hunched over. It's made for small, short people. At least I've begged somebody who does the interiors for the SKYVAN, please make one that's like an RV that goes with the camp set. You know, give me an RV interior. You live in your plane. A couple of ideas would be really, a couple options would be really nice. One, just because it's fun, a 70s, an homage to 70s van interiors. Hell, go with the exterior as well. It just won't be right unless you put some fantasy art on the outside of it, all airbrushed, like a Frazetta or a Boris Vallejo. Have to get a hold of them for copyright privileges, licenses, all that. But, you know, and then a 70s van interior. But yeah, and then the other variant, you know, the rugged off-grid pilot, you know. This is it. This is home. Tiny space challenge. Hook up with IKEA and go crazy. All right. What are your troublesome topics? Come on, I know everybody isn't an expert. What are the topics that bothered you? And again, unless you're one of these special mutant pilots that you were born with the pilot gene, you know. You come from a long line of Anunnaki and Anunnaki human hybrid since before ancient Sumer, and you know, you were a pilot. Your ancestors were pilots. So that's all that piloting stuff since the beginning has been transferred up into you, and more reason to envy you. All right. So I don't have access to any charts at the moment that I can look at, and I really don't know what to do with regards to the air temperature. I know we weigh a lot. I need to, adjust the mixture. That's not on auto. Let's just at least try to get this thing started properly once. Okay. Yeah, it's open. The one is secured. Second, I need to watch that. Huh. So, you know, I hadn't watched it. And the first thing I assumed is that it went down like a badass starship. But it goes up. And I honestly don't know how I feel about that. Because one of your friends, it happens. One of your friends, you'd be passed out, and they're going to end up being back there. And you're going to turn this thing on, and there goes Fred, or Mike, or Jim, or whomever, you know? And hopefully it's got a little dip in there where it just kind of cups them in there. But I'm fearing the worst. I would much rather have the door go down with one of these automated sensors on it today that can tell it, stop here. Ooh, yeah, that scares me. You know, hopefully they're cushioned up in this padding, whatever it is. Got enough air to hang on for a minute or two. Sorry about your fingers, man. Yeah, I know you're a painter. That's life. Gonna roll out and it's on. It's gonna be. So yeah, just trying to avoid a bad situation. Control lock. Flying controls. It says unlock, and this just says off. Well, there's locked, so it's got to be unlocked. When do you lock it? Is this all of your controls? I mean, what does ultimately was that do? See, you can still move that. That's not a flying control. Edit. Port low pressure fuel lever. Okay. Would be our left. But it doesn't want to show it to me. Here we go. Camera's wonky. I don't see it. Okay. It's not really saying, oh, okay, so you need to be in the port. Okay. Okay. Starboard low pressure fuel. Back up to here. I've broken it. I'm really not understanding what this does either. A lot of these are so foreign to modern planes. Prop feathering is up here. Yeah, I forgot all about Discord. Okay. Oh, they're asking me complex things. So it's been so long, I have to provide that I'm a human, and I think I have to reset a password. Please click on the entity that can be seen in the sample image. Wow, they're getting weird these days. All right, so I have to wait for a email. There it is. Oh, I can get it on my phone too. All right. Come on. Well, I just changed the password and it says I didn't. So, You haven't agreed to the terms of service yet? Funny, I'm able to get into it in my phone after doing the password change, but it's not letting me on the desktop at the moment. If you want to send me an invite now, let's see here. It just says I'm Kineas. But I don't know your name. I think I could try to find out how to add a friend. Why won't the desktop version let me log in? What a pain in the butt. All right, hold on, you say? Moment, I don't see anything. Still looking, though. I might have to do another damn password reset. Okay, let me try it again. You son of a gun. Discord has given me the ass, brother. Still trying, one moment. So what's happening over here is trying to log into Discord on my PC. So change the password. So then I go to my phone to answer the mail, reset the password. I reset the password. It's approved, but then the password doesn't work in the desktop app. So that's where I'm at with that at the moment. As far as adding you in now, I don't actually have it installed on my phone. It was just there a minute ago. Let me try it again. It is really weird. I can understand fudging it once, but fudging it twice? I mean, I know I'm rum sometimes. And then I got an email saying that we've changed your password. They're joking about, we've channeled our psionic energy to change your password. I don't need humor right now. I can't log in. I don't want it. It's unusual. Requesting yet another password change. Okay, there we go. And I don't want to use their damn password. Their passwords are like ridiculously long. Just something easy. No, no, I see. Huh. Well, this time I at least got a warning saying that the password used is too weak, but it's no different than the one. It's very similar to the one used earlier. So what is that? You know, that makes no sense. But at least it gave me a warning this time. Glory, hallelujah. All right, so I'm finally in. Lord Almighty. Pulling teeth. Okay. Streamer mode is enabled. Usernames have been truncated. All right, so now where do I find if somebody's trying to add me in as a friend, or do I type your name to get, forgive me, it's been a long time. I played with this for like 30 minutes one day at the most. I've got other friends on here, but again, I hook up with them and then we never use it. So it's like I'm friends with somebody named Bastet El Qasid. Sounds very intimidating. Add a friend, add friend. Add friend with their Discord username. URGERRLOL. See if you come up that way. Didn't work. Double check that the username is correct. So Burger LOL isn't working. Next, I'll check with the balance. Balance lever. Oh my lord. I don't even want to know where this is supposed to be set to. Oh good, it's supposed to be set to off. It's just there to mock you. I don't know. Right, got your handle. access. Aha. So now I need to figure out a way to add another audio channel so I can then add Discord audio into the live stream. So there's a way to add another audio channel. Well, that's another video I'm going to have to watch. The signs. Oh, interesting. You don't get that airliner bing. Is that down or up? Normal position.
Engine starting, mode switch. Normal.
All right, then we'll just assume that that is normal. 24-volt normal. Okay. Why would you want to set 48-volt? Do you have that ultimately available to you power-wise, I wonder? All right. I'm trying to see if I'm getting a notification. It says I have a notification. Aha. They don't make this easy. You have to go to your inbox. And in my inbox, message. All right. Gift Nitro, get treated. Gift Nitro this October and get this exclusive spooky decoration for free. So you just show up as F, and then F ... You can speak a message.
Kinia said hello.
Oh. So we can start a voice call, we can start a video call, pin to message. Might as well add this in so you can see it. Do not. Oh my. JFC, I hope it wasn't on the METAR screen the whole time. There we go. Yeah, I'll look on how to set up audio, another audio channel. I've done it in the past. I just don't really remember how to now at the moment. Again, messed with it for 30 minutes to an hour. Just, we had it all set up. There was a gentleman that was coming in regularly, and we were going to do some streaming together, and it just never happened. I can understand. You should know by now, I'm kind of an idiot, so it takes a long time for stuff to get into my brain. Once it does, it's there. But like I've said all along, this flying stuff doesn't seem to be in my DNA. But I want to learn, so... I'm pretty happy with my achievements up to this point. Very, very happy. I always think back to when I just absolutely was going to quit. I don't want to learn anything else. This is stupid. I can't. But got through that. So. Okay. Master switch. Internal start power. No. Electrical master. Yeah. Light internal. How cool. This thing has a weather radar. I think I saw that last time. I just didn't pay it any darn attention. But now that we're talking about all this stuff, things that I don't know, and particularly my troublesome spots being air pressures and densities, and trying it all to quickly calculate that to arrive at something to do with takeoffs and landings and how it all, just trying to bring it all together and being able to have that as a concept in my head running around. All right. I think the map is turned around because there's KCOS, but there's the Black Forest BOR. Yeah. This would be north. Oh. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. Four. Oh, we got more than that. And we don't have 24 volts here. We do. I don't know. Okay. Inverters. So do these convert DC to AC? That's what I thought we already did. Electrical master switch. Yeah. Okay. I lost your little window to your... Where was it? There we go. Not there anymore. Yeah, I was going to check up and see how you're doing on your flying. Oh, I can't even believe you're sticking around. This stuff is so boring. You look like you were having fun. You should go back to having fun. All right, heating. Definitely going to need it. It's going to get cold. It's already getting cold around here. Those are hard to read. Well, they want them off here. Okay. Important to know. Engine air bleed. Back. Thank goodness this thing has icing. De-icing. That's fantastic. That's an absolute must and necessity. Here. So, another reason why I think I'm in love with this thing. The icing pump switch. Intake anti-icing switches. Off. Propeller anti-icing switch. And then it disappears. The arrow points up, and then it vanishes. This is weird. Steer left, steer right, nose. This is it hidden behind this thing? Follow the eyes. Such just a weird thing. You've got it saying no steer left, steer right on this lever. But I'm guessing underneath this lever is this propelled de-ice. That's confusing. All right, we found that one. The windscreen wiper switch. No, it's not on purpose. I'm just an idiot. Overloaded. Another one of them days, sir. It's a day of humility. Feeling like Gomer Pyle. I don't know if you know who Gomer Pyle is. Pardon me a moment. I need a new beverage. So I will be right back. All right. So since you're sticking around for a moment, look at this bar is bouncing around, moving around, trying to expose the... It's possessed. I've purchased a possessed aircraft. I don't mind. I guess it's going to have a little character. Hope it wasn't one of the guys that... I don't really want to think about it. Okay, so my question remains. What area of flight training so far in your experience, from the moment you first started, you first got the itch to fly, up to today, what area of study or topic in your flight training has caused you the most problems? What was the most difficult thing to get your head around? You only got an A, not an A plus on the test. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's the goal. I would love to. I would love to do a stream together. I'd love to figure out how to do all this stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, and I can't wait till we can do shared cockpit. Yeah, it's going to get so exciting here, folks. As we head on down the road. Master hydraulic switch. Is there another level to it? No. Main pressure gauge check. 25. Emergency pressure. £10 of pressure in the brakes. Not switch for hydraulics. It functions. Fuel contents. Did I, when I was fueling up, did it put it all into port and not starboard? Oh. Right there with the other one. Hope it didn't have anything to do with me lowering it, but I don't know. This stuff here, you know, not fully understanding essentially what this is, because understanding your outside air temperature. Rent-A-Cow was asking me that yesterday. Like, oh, you need to know your outside air pressure temperature or your outside temperature. And I know it's important for something. How it factors into your cruise, and then you're supposed to know your weight. This is for takeoff. Exhaust gas temperature. Takeoff. It's not negative 30. Well, the last we checked, it was like 25 degrees. Don't know. Don't know what these are. Looks fancy. Door open caption. I don't get it. It's supposed to be at 24, but we have something. Booster pump on. Is that supposed to be both or just one? Oh, they were starting the first engine. Okay, so just that one. This one has no fuel. It's supposed to be theirs, I understand. MTS caption. Yes. Okay. No. Ignition light. My goodness. Definitely not like an icon. Now we're supposed to have a caption light on. Let run. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it stopped here too. It also says what? It's stopping on the fuel flow indicator. Yeah. Moving on. No, it's stopping again. Wait. Yeah. Copilot processing. Moving on. Well, he got that starboard fuel, so I missed something in there. But he's got it taken care of now. Exhaust gas temperature. Really, is that what that is? drop into idle. Speed. $290, 300. Temperature is rising. See the little green dots going around the outside. Close to detonation. Yeah, we're in dangerous territory. All right. So, EG temp with OAT for cruise, takeoff. We need to be at 583, which we just kind of were. We don't want to be above 583. Cruise. I'm guessing not above 552, with it being 26 degrees. But again, we're at the ground at the moment. But for takeoff, something to think about when we get over there for takeoff. Okay, should still be at 24, right? Mode switch should still be at normal. Master switch should still be in flight. No, it's at enter. I think it's like internal flight, I'm guessing. Let's see, autocomplete item. Okay. Okay, we know now that up is flight. I didn't know we had an external power. Missed that. It's in, I don't know. I don't have any automated ground stuff here. Oh, hey, Rent-A-Cow. Oh, Captain, I have been dumbfounded. I've been just sitting here kind of dumbfounded today at things I don't know. Now, certain things I've never really trained, you know, other than having a general understanding of certain topics. How to apply that and how to make sure that I apply that to where it becomes second nature. It hasn't happened with certain subjects, like you engaging me in conversations on air pressure and finding outside air temperatures, and you know, those are certain things that I hadn't really done. I've been thinking about that a lot today, sitting here. I just wanted to do a simple flight from here down to Pueblo. And the last readings on ATIS, anyway, for barometer settings was 3002. Down in Pueblo was 3018. And I have to say, I really don't, you know, I don't know what that means. I know that those numbers are super important, and you should always have the proper ATIS in there so that your altimeter is set right. But, you know, intuitively saying, oh, it's no longer 2992, it's 3032, and that means what? The air pressure is lower, it's higher, there's more particles in the air. That's some confusing stuff. And then you've got to know the outside air temperature, and then your weight, and you're supposed to be able to calculate how much runway you're going to need from that on takeoff and landing. It's just, there's so many advanced concepts in basic flying that are not your standard everyday fare of flight simulator unless you make it. But I'm flying. Say so much flying at the moment. Learning, getting to know it. So I've been looking for planes that are good choices for RVs to deck out on the inside as a recreational vehicle. You want to live in your van. It's the SKYVAN. So yeah, finding planes that, you know, they're not too big and they're not too small, and this one you don't have to hunch over like in the Caravan. It's made for short people. I'm not the tallest of persons, but I don't like the idea of hunching in any way. So being able to stand up is a big deal, provided you could remove a lot of these things, which they do for skydiving and such. And they customize these interiors. Yeah. I wish it were a little more boxy back there, and you had that room in, you know, just a little bit more. But for now, this is like the ideal candidate. But yeah, there's a lot to learn here, but I like it. ATIS information gets updated hour. It's how you can set the altimeter setting and air temperature. Oh yeah, I went back and got my I used to be in the habit of trying to open it every day and learn. Now let me get back to it here. Aviation weather. So I used to, you know, learn. I used to try to open this every day when opening the simulator, and try to get my head around the information provided. Being able to read the and decode a METAR. So I have got as far as understanding that's the ICAO. There's our date and our time in Zulu, and I don't know what Zulu means. I don't know what auto means. I know that this is the winds, and right now it's saying, as I understand it, there's no wind. As of 4 minutes ago, got no wind heading and no knots. With a 10-mile visibility in its clear skies. The outside temperatures, I understand that if this is correct, it's 25 Celsius. Now, I've never used Celsius, so now I need a damn Celsius calculator. What is that in Fahrenheit? Right? I don't know. This is supposed to be dew point, as I understand it, but I don't know what the MO3 is, and I don't really know how to calculate or in my head understand dew point enough to the point of getting an information about the humidity. Points that came up yesterday trying to fly around a hurricane. Pressure and humidity and all of that, and how it affects your performance. This is our altimeter setting right here, 3030. With remarks being, I don't understand. It's an automated system, but I couldn't tell you what any of this means. So I'm 90, you know, maybe let's just go 70. A 70% there on being able to understand that. So I wanted to fly to Pueblo, just down the road a ways. And they're a 3013. But let's say it was, well, even with that difference, you know, what do we expect for that? Anything or not much. If there was a big difference there, I couldn't tell you. Like yesterday when we were looking at barometric numbers. To be honest, yeah, I couldn't really tell you, you know, well, what does that mean? The particle density? The air density? So, yeah, I feel really stupid some days. I'm really happy, and I've learned a lot over the years. You know, nobody knows everything. And I'm very proud with what I do know so far. Very happy that I've learned what I've learned. But yeah, there are things I don't. So it first started when we were hanging out the other day at the lake. And you brought up, well, yeah, it's of course you can't land because of the pressure. That's the kind of pilot talk conversations that I'd like to have. I don't know any pilots. It's going to be nice. Henning got me started with Discord, hooked up on Discord again today. And it will be nice moving forward if we could kind of possibly do the same thing. Use some sort of voice communication. I don't know if they're going to have it built in with multi-cockpit, if you're going to have to provide your own, which is fine. You got Discord. But being able to actually have a conversation with a pilot and not just feel like Gomer Pyle the whole time. So that discussion, yeah. Discussing, well, why? As we sat down at the campsite and broke out the coffee, why was it difficult to land? What was up with the air pressure? I look forward to more conversations like that. Right. My Ask a Pilot question of the day was, and they have a website where you can do that, ask a pilot a question, and I'm hoping I get an answer back. Are there no automated altimeters? Because even in airliners, you have to be fed your altimeter numbers from ATIS, and you have to manually, might as well change this to what we're at, what, 303? See, that's a big change. You have to manually change it, whether you're in a Cessna, whether you're in this thing, or whether you're in a Airbus 320. You have to manually change the pressure, or whatever it is, whatever the hell this part is, the barometer setting in the altimeter. Don't they have automatic barometers where the plane is being fed the ATIS data and adjusting this thing accordingly so that this thing is always right? Do they not trust, or I just have never seen one? So, I mean, this is kind of a matter of life and death, as we learned in the Die Hard movies, right? In Die Hard #2, the bad guy in air traffic control, if I'm not mistaken, he feeds the pilot a crap altimeter number, or a crap barometer number. And the guy on the plane says, well, thank you very much. And he dials in, he goes over there and he spins the little dial like this and he changes the barometer number, which affects the altimeter. And then they tell the poor guy to come in for a landing. That was a very effective tutorial from Die Hard 2. Wonder if they use that in training classes. I would. Like, I got to make this sink into you guys how important this is. They won't trust a computer to do it. You have to do it yourself or you're going to get screwed. And that's the thing. It is so important that the number be right, but yet they would leave it to us when everything else is automated. Anyway, I tried looking for one on Google today or Bing or whatever. I tried looking for automated barometers for aircraft, and I really couldn't find much on anything. Anyway. It's a cool little plane. She comes with her own weather radar. So I was watching a video before I came in here on, and I'm not really allowed to play them. I think I can show the page. Sorry, I had that up too long. I was talking about all this stuff in here. I was talking about the altimeter, and I was circling this and trying to be all with emphasis on what I was talking about, and I'm on the wrong screen again. I don't know if I'm even cut out for this live streaming stuff anymore. My God. It's just one humiliation after the other. Some days it's the greatest thing ever. Some days it feels like I'm doing time in purgatory or in hell itself. Hell itself is screwing up your live streams. Just everything goes wrong. Okay. So a video today, before I came in, was on flight planning. It was on check ride testing. And specifically with takeoff and landing conditions and the information you need to have and the charts you need to use to arrive at how much runway you're going to need under certain conditions for taking off and landing, and being able to calculate all that and provide them with a damn answer. And it was so frustrating trying to get my head around it that's what got me wishing to find, well, where's the computerized version of this? You got a computer for everything else. Where's the computerized version that does all that? Again, I need to understand it and be able to, you know, learn it and make it second nature, but it still doesn't make it any easier to understand. Okay. Yeah, you don't know. Your guess, too, is that it's simply more reliable to set the altimeter manually, especially since the common altimeter is purely mechanical, a purely mechanical self-contained system. I like the fact that we can hit H. I'm glad you brought that up the other day, because I remember in early training with the simulator doing training, I remember having to, it used to be B, but I've got it set to H for whatever reason. I remember having to set that a lot, hit H a lot to get it set. And I'm glad that we have that option. That's the closest thing we have to. Let me spin it off, way off. And then when I hit H, let's see if I can come in. When I hit H, so, you know, in the simulator, we have that option to hit that button. But in a plane, that's not how it works, as I understand. There's no such thing. And in the simulator, when I'm flying around doing missions sometimes, air traffic control, they will tell me, you're 3,000 feet or whatever. You're above or below your prescribed altitude. And in the simulator, it won't let you break away from that damn radio message. And you're stuck in a loop with air traffic control telling you to climb, or to, you know, you're 300 feet above or below. You can't. You're not told. There's no way to access ATIS at that point. To find your proper altimeter number to know which, you know, to dial it in right. Anyway, frustrations. So I'm going to have to watch some more videos on that. So basically, if you know the answer, 2992 is supposed to be the standard sea level. 2992. Right in there somewhere. 2992. That's usually what it is around here. On the average day here in Colorado Springs, it's usually at 2992. Okay, but now we're up into 30, whatever, 30, close to 30, I don't know, 309. $3029, maybe, something like that. But what does that mean? The air pressure is up from 2992. Does that mean that the air is more dense? And just the inverse. If it's lower than, like yesterday in the hurricane area, it was below 2992. So does that mean with all the wind moving around was sucking all the air up and all the particles where the air density was much thinner? So many things in the simulator that you don't learn, that you just kind of have to learn intuitively, like feeling the weather bumping you around for crosswinds, and you know, there's no calculating going on before you come down. In most cases, just flying around, free flying, taking off, coming down, and just hoping it all works out right. Things started, I think we did. I don't remember what the pushback is. Yeah, so today's just kind of a classroom day. I'm sorry it's so boring, but I have all these questions. Will you?
Weather observation 2200 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition no clouds below 12,000. Temperature 25 Celsius. Dew point 10 Celsius. Altimeter 3030. Foxtrot Lima Yankee automated weather observation 2.
Yeah, but how do I disengage the... Okay. Right, that did it. The barometer pressure rises equals your altimeter reads lower than your actual. Okay, so as it goes up to 30, whatever, at the moment, it's causing it, because the less pressure, it's rising. Barometer pressure rises equals your altimeter reads lower than you actually are. Vice versa. That's all there is to it. Beyond aviation, the barometric pressure is what causes the weather for the most part. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I should need to pay more attention when I'm just rotating this dial. Yeah, that's going up as I'm going up. Yeah. It reads lower. Got this beast fully loaded, as heavy as she can be. I'm probably going to need all the runway. Here's another question, if you don't mind answering. So, when you're heavily laden, and you really need to make sure that you can get off the ground, do you employ flaps? For example, is there a situation like where you're completely heavily laden where you would want to be at full flaps, where you need, you'll take the drag, but you need the lift? Or, no, don't use any flaps. If you're super heavily laden, you need to just build up speed. Because my guess would be that maybe some, if not full flaps, to try to generate as much. It's still creating drag, but it is still creating lift. Right now, that should be full flaps. But then the problem, then you maybe don't have enough speed. I ran into this problem the other day where she just wouldn't take off. It was like the brakes are on. She won't, like, something was wrong. What happened the other day? I need to remember, because it did this the other day too. I've got full throttle, but I've got no power. Props. Yeah. Think. Yeah, she's not picking up the speed. Slowly. Drop the flaps. some pitch in. He did it. Flying a cow. Under there. Left hand turn out of K-fly. Everything goes to the left. Everything goes east. They don't want you flying towards Colorado Springs.
2 miles south of Kilo Foxtrot Lima Yankee, 7,400 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
It does remind me my mixture needs to be set different.
Colorado Springs approach. Squawk 2663.
There's the mixture in this thing.
Squawk 2663 Kinias, Sierra Charlie 7.
Usually down here with everything else.
Charlie 7 radar contact 2 miles southeast of Kilo Foxtrot Lima Yankee, 8,200 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
Nope, it's not down here.
Airspace Kinias, Sierra Charlie 7.
Gonna crash. That's the little switches. Check the checklist and see if it had them. I don't recall it doing the mixture. Fuel flow. That's just the indicator. Booster pumps. Aren't those supposed to be off after takeoff? Huh. I don't see mix. We're gonna see if she's got a basic autopilot. I'm not seeing it. That is unusual to me. And it's gotta be in, there's gotta be. And the views on this thing. Yeah, because I'm not supposed to be doing full mix at this altitude at all. Definitely high altitude. I learned that early on in trying to fly here in Colorado. I learned that trick where you can, not the trick, just how to calibrate it with using your mixture and watching your RPMs. And listening to the thing. Listening to the engine. It does have an autopilot. I forgot. It's this crazy looking one down here. Just with the push buttons. Heading capture. I don't know what capture localizer. Okay, so localizer. Nav. Glide slope. Altitude. So you should be able to do nihilist landing. All right, heading. Cool. She works. It's changing to 180. I like it. Flaps up. All right. Right. I so agree with you, sir. Where do they have it? I have these, but I don't know. These are pressure fuel levers, and I just don't know. And they don't look like you can control these other than like doing that. Like there's no leaning, so I would think that's probably not it. These, that's for your propeller for feathering. Gotta be. Gotta be. Where is it? Well, something I'm going to have to look up because it's just not popping right out. This is neat. Cool. This is very neat. So, K-Pub. I like it. Great. That's awesome. There's 3013. You hit H and see what it does. But they're all the way down here. All right. Huh. Okay. I need to pull up a VOR. Oh, it's not finished. linking into T-Mobile or something. I think we got our own path. All right.
Kenya Sierra Charlie 7, you're leaving my airspace radar service terminated squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Kenya's Sierra Charlie 7. Denver Center. Kenya's Sierra Charlie 7 is type 5 miles southeast of Butts, 15,100 feet. Request flight following.
Kenya Sierra Charlie 7 Denver Center. Squawk 3442.
Squawk 3442 Kenya Sierra Charlie 7.
They're there.
Kenya Sierra Charlie 7 radar contact 6 miles southeast of Butts, 15,200 feet. Altimeter 30.19er.
Roger. Kenya's Sierra Charlie 7.
Friendly 345 Airport is at your 9 o'clock 11 miles. Descend and maintain 6,700 feet. Report runway in sight. Descend and maintain 6,700 feet. Friendly 345.
Oh, I see. That's
Runway in sight.
active
Friendly 345.
active flight in the area.
Miles north of Pueblo. Turn left heading 165. Contact Pueblo Tower on 119.1. Turn left heading 165. Tower on 119.1 friendly 345.
Been too long since I played with this stuff too. You get spoiled on all the advanced ones, like the touch screens. Just here. Trying to remember how to maneuver through these screens. And I don't. So what are you up to doing in the simulator today, Did you live stream today? Are you going to live stream later? Can't remember how to set up a landing procedure. You flew around the hurricane when it was hitting Tampa last night. I am so glad to hear today that it wasn't a worst case scenario, that it was still horrible, but that it wasn't worst case scenario, that it had lost a lot of energy before it hit, and that's fantastic to hear. I did hear like 3-foot surges in some spots, and that's crazy, but it wasn't 15 feet. I think I heard maybe one report in one area that got it the worst was maybe an 8-foot, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But I did hear 3 feet, and I'm like, okay, well, at least 3 feet. That's okay, you know, people really ain't dying with 3 feet. So nasty, though, that we have to tell everybody, don't wade through the water. Everything's so dirty. You don't even want to get the water on you. Crap, man. Okay.
Pueblo Tower, Kinias Sierra Charlie 7, is 7 miles north, 15,100 feet, with Quebec to land.
Kinias Sierra Charlie 7 Pueblo Tower. Altimeter tree 0.12, wind 142 at 8. Fly left base runway 8 left.
8 left.
Fly left base, runway 8 left, Kinias Sierra Charlie 7.
8. This is where I'm used to having Sky Vector out. I'll learn how to do it from here. Feature. I don't see where it's showing that I'm going to Cape Up. Let's open Sky Vector. They want 8 left. I don't see an 8 left on the approach. 8 right. 6, 35, 8 right, 8 left there. Heading at 80. Missed it. Eight. Yeah, not exactly following the rules on this one. Right? I've got to figure out a way to hook these together. The propeller controls. There's settings in the keyboards that allow me to do that, but I haven't been successful at it. That would be nice. Same with mixture on some planes. Like the DC, right? Like in the DC, you've got independent throttle and mixture controls. And I would imagine that that can be a drag if you can't link them, trying to make sure that they're exactly the same. Thousand feet. There's a boundary marker. I gotta turn everything off yesterday for the hurricane. I can't see anything. Always something. that I can see. No, that's a power plant. I don't have the VOR tuned. Over here. See it right there. Yeah, saw the beacon there. So this is our runway here, and it's probably there's the airport. There's the beacon I just saw flashing. And eight left, 4,690 feet of runway. And it is a left-hand traffic pattern. Okay. Oh, stall warning? Not the autopilot. So we are supposed we can go around. We can enter the traffic pattern and we can do the full circuit, or we can try to cut the airport at the midpoint and then enter the pattern on the other side, I believe. Hit H. Didn't realize I had flown that far south. She's fast. So I'm gonna have to try doing an ILS with this thing. You can. I'm coming in here. Let me turn back on the autopilot for a minute. I'm gonna hold out. Oh, Lord. Definitely dropped down lower than I wanted. Uh-oh, sounds like one of my cats getting into a scuffle outside. Oh, good. They gave us the short runway. I think that's it right there. I think they give us that one there.
Kinia Sierra Charlie 7 wind 143 at 8. Cleared to land runway.
Yeah, that's 8 right, this 8 left. Yep. Short one.
Cleared to land runway 8 left Kinia's Sierra Charlie 7.
This is where you need your co-pilot. It's gonna be fun with the being a co-pilot. You know, all the pressure's on the captain, and you get to just do the fun things like calling into air traffic control and reporting that you're on base. Pardon me a moment, that's Christine calling. Pause. I can't deny her. Was that? Oh yeah, being the co-pilot. Shot.
Pueblo Tower Airbus November 632 Papa Bravo 15 miles west inbound ILS runway 8 right approach. Airbus November 632 Papa Bravo Pueblo Tower. Altimeter tree 0.13 wind 142 at 8. Cleared ILS runway 8 right approach.
So 142, so a little bit of a wind, but not much.
Approach Airbus 2 Papa Bravo.
There's no flaring in this thing. She's a box. Not touchy. Gotta get used to this one. That was really touchy. Just a tiny input. She was back up. Could be but I thought that you wanted to have propellers at full and full power at your disposal.
Sierra Charlie 7 exit runway when able.
I kept it.
Sierra Charlie 7 contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er Kinias Sierra Charlie 7. Goodbye.
Well, we got a lot of thinking done today. Thinking about air pressure and barometers and altimeters, and still haven't been able to, like, you know, really be able to put it all together. Be able to say, well, with this much weight, I need this much runway, and for takeoff and landing. And I think one day, or soon, should just spend time maybe to make it sink in a little bit better. Screwing around with this more, because we have the ability, and I have it on live and it won't turn off at the moment, but having the ability to just come in here and screw with the pressure, I guess that'd be one way to practice it. Let's come in here and, okay, let's turn it to a cold day. Let's start messing with these variables, and let's just see what happens. Turn the pressure way up, put the pressure way down, make it cold, make it hot, and start exploring things that way. But as I said, that was Christine calling. I apologize, there wasn't much going on today. Today was just, like I said, just kind of a classroom day. Thinking about things, trying to become a better pilot. Trying to get back to the things that can help one do that. So tomorrow's Friday. I haven't tuned into what the Microsoft folks are doing lately with their Friday fly-ins, but maybe that's something we could think about tomorrow. You know, they're usually around 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I haven't checked the forum page, but I'll do that tonight and see where they're flying to tomorrow. And that could be a lot of fun to follow along with them. And other than that, thank God it's Friday. So I will catch you folks tomorrow. Thank you, Rent-A-Cow, for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And any advice and that you give, thank you so much. It all helps. Sorry, I'm just such a crap student.